quite far away. What went well for you, for the working group, for the TEC, and Cool. We're at 5 minutes. So maybe I'll ask Zeptimus if you'd be up for reading the What Went Well section.
Yeah. Code Community's proposal Code Community's working group proposal on gardens. Mix taking on proposal invert equals grid match. Code Testua's proposal on gardens. Passing proposals for TE fundamentals and transparency. Acid Laser has been doing great job in Twitter. Combs has been getting great support from other working groups. Got the community's proposal polished and on gardens. I am the first included steward on working group proposal, feeling very excited and honored. So many funding proposals are up, unbelievable, we are here. Transparency proposal. Guides started to roll and onboarded. That was accepted at ETH Denver. I wasn't so sure it would be. Quantifying gaining experience. GH is rocking on transparency, Dune Wizard. Juanca taking care of orientation call. Turgada's security advice for HubSpot has been helping us take the right steps in scaling. Stewart's counsel about funding streams from working groups. The open window for Stewart's statement of commitment opened. Wells are participating on the economy. Omega working group started to work more with other working groups. TE Academy team is making great progress, ready for the TE Fundamentals campaign. Close friends joining the TEC calls. There are many ideas nurturing for the future of the Omega. First TEC newsletter went out. Tamara and Griff, I believe it says article were amazing. Proposals in the TEC garden. The Airtable for the Twitter is such an easy place to see what is coming down the pipeline. Advice process for proposals. Working on legal templates for expanding Celeste capabilities. Our tributes pay for all the proposals we pay so far. And that's it.
Oh, wow.
No, that's actually wrong. Today I was on the Dune Analytics chart and it says it paid the T Academy but not transparency. Like we are 16K down. But yeah.
Still very impressive.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, I can't wait to see more of those Dune Analytics, Zep. All right. Hey, Zep, well, you read them out. So maybe Chewy, do you want to share your reactions to what went well? Anything that you want to specifically mention?
Yes, Dan, thank you. I don't know. I don't know where to focus, but I think funding proposals have been really like motivating to watch grow and make a lot of progress. And I also feel really good about comms because we had like some obstacles in some different situations that pulled us back. But I feel that we've been catching up really good, and I really feel good about how HubSpot and Twitter have been really, really efficient in reaching its goals. So yeah, I think those did really good. And I'll pass it to Juanca.
Yeah, this has been a very exciting sprint for me, but also a very challenging one because I proposed like a whole new structure for Gravity, and I really wish that things will go great, but it will also require like a lot of commitment to these changes and testing that everything goes well as expected. And one thing that I like is the open window for steward statement of commitment opened. I think that's really interesting, and I think I will also copy this practice in Gravity so that the Gravitons make a statement of commitment. And I will pass it to Griff.
I was just DMing I was just DMing Zep because I don't know how it's possible because we still have over $1 million in the common pool and we only started with 930K. So I'm pretty confident that our tributes have paid for all the proposals passed so far because we still have over $1 million in the common pool, which is amazing, right? We're actually revenue positive after funding the TE Academy. So. And I think we'll be revenue positive after the Steward Working Group and Hatchbot Metal. I think Gravity and Communitas, whichever passes first, will start to bring us into, now we're using Commons Tribute Funds, which is cool. Yeah, I love the Collab Economics article. I really enjoyed sneaking into the Communitas group. Edu, you do such a great job with that. And it was really fun to just throw down some ABC knowledge, and then someone actually came to the Giveth community call, and I was like, I heard Griff in the Communitas call yesterday, and it was great to learn about bonding curves. So it's really great. They did it for praise, right? So it's really great to see a lot of the stuff that happens this week here, kind of like filter into the rest of the ecosystem organically, which is super cool. Yeah, and I just love that we're flowing. Yeah, it's been a good week. I'll pass it to Edu.
Thank you, Griff. Yeah, it felt nice to finally put the working group proposal for funding. Thanks to Tam and her support building that proposal up, and then getting the multisig sort of aligned with that and people to be part of the multisig. So besides that, I feel really grateful for Juanca's helping with the orientation call in the week that I couldn't because I was traveling. So that also happened this sprint, and I also was really grateful of Griff joining the orientation call yesterday and just like popping in and bringing his energy to orientation call. It's nice when people when people join these kind of calls and they see that there is not only a monotone tone of conversation, but there is someone excited and there is someone who is willing to share their knowledge, and that's something that motivates people. And I think that's something that's key for us. And and I love seeing Mert also like expanding Omega around. I feel that's such a positive thing for us. And I will pass it on to Durgaras since you're here.
Oh yeah, it's been really fun, and I expected a sharp left turn with the community somehow after the money, but that didn't happen. So I was super happy about that, and I was a little bit maybe irrational about that, but yeah, it just seems like we're, if anything, deepening our commitment to all this stuff, and I can see that there are a lot more people showing up who are interested in it, just because somehow the coin gives it some validity or something. I'm not sure, but that's my sort of impression about it. And yeah, it's wonderful. I'm proud of all of us, really. So thank you. I'm not sure who's going next because I came late.
No problem. Maybe pass to Septimus.
Yeah, actually, there is a lot of engagement in transparency now, which is great. Like Ratio is helping us with the tracking hours, and then GH is really rocking with the Dune analytics. And yeah, like the gardens, like all the proposals are being there. Like I feel there's a lot of momentum. Like also Gravity, it's decentralizing. Yeah, like it's exciting, and there is a lot of new things to get done. Yeah, I'll pass it to Chui.
I went already, but I think Chance is missing.
Sure, Chance, would you like to share perhaps your reaction very shortly?
Well, I'm new here, just so I'm trying to understand how the meeting is going. So I guess this week I will try to absorb what's going on in the group. Then I guess hopefully we'll take part from next week.
Yeah, it's hard to have an opinion about what's going on when you just landed in a meeting, but we're still glad you've joined.
Correct.
Maybe I'll pass to Mert.
So, first of all, I want to start something kind of personal. Like, I saw my name on Stuart's working group proposal. I feel very honored and excited. I will do my best to like honor the duty that you guys are giving. Thank you so much, first of all, for everybody. So second one, Omega working is group is getting live and nurturing more. We will have some very cool research ideas. I think we will make Omega cool again. And also, I wanted to say Tamara's and Griff's article were like amazing on the newsletter. Like I read with very joy. So that's it from my end.
I think Mitch is gone. Okay, cool. So I guess I'm the last one then. It's so hard for me to go 2 weeks back. Like, did the TE proposal, the TE fundamentals pass this week? And all of these proposals got up. I can remember what we did this week, but last week starts to get lost actually in like just the past. But I feel like there's a lot of energy and momentum, and this felt like a very, very highly productive week for me personally. So I feel, and I see, Zeptimus, you mentioned it. I'm seeing there's more coordination happening coming out of transparency. I don't join the working group, so I don't really see what happens, but I'm seeing some sort of more conversation happening about transparency. So I think a lot of working groups are getting more momentum. All right, so now we'll hop over to, what could have gone better? That happens too sometimes. So the things that could have gone better for you personally or your our community working group. And thanks. I'll set the timer for 5 minutes now. Okay, about 20 seconds left. Okay, cool. Maybe Mert, would you feel up for reading out the could do better?
Sure. So, efficiency versus inclusivity. What's the right thing to do? Issues with gardens. Reviews in tweets before they go out have been missing. We should get the tributes proposals up to 2%, 1%, better than suggested 4%, 2%. Better time management. How to successfully delegate. I miss Sam. Hard to make improvements to our system without a dev team. Last time for talking about common swarm in the community call. Overwhelmed. Overwhelmed sometimes too. Conflict transformation takes time. Sometimes we want things to get sorted fast, but it's a process of comprehension and a lot of communication. Omega funding proposal does not finish yet. Roadmap could be clearer for some working groups. Plus, Comms Team DAO proposals lagging behind. Communicate better with the community, status server kind of message. Coordination communication for Anna Mary's request on the stewards channel flopped. COVID stuff sucks. CV was down for a weekend. The graph issue. Zenhub board updates are few. Can we get the word out that it is being calculated as a part of source grade? GitHub care equals rewards. How do we keep education, learning happening? We need some fam in CDMX for the Daoists. Comms could improve presence in other channels and communities. TEC presence in ETH Denver. Adolescents in working groups. Bones hurt when growing. Reward system database went down again.
Cool. And maybe I'll pass to you, Juan Carlos, to get us started with what resonates here and anything that you want to raise in particular.
Yeah, I wrote the one of how to successfully delegate because, as you know, I am proposing like a different structure for Gravity right now that after the Commons launch, and I feel that I have been taking care of Gravity a lot until this point, but I would really like to delegate, but do it good, like not delegate and lose control and like take some steps back of what we have done, but rather delegate and actually be able to grow as a group. And I also have felt a little bit overwhelmed this sprint. There's so much things happening. I am also participating in a hackathon with Sam and with Danny, and that also like took some time and like small conflicts. And sometimes we want conflicts to be sorted out fast, but it all takes time. So yeah, it's like that. And I will pass it to Mert.
I wrote the one Omega working group proposal has not finished yet. So I feel like as a working group we are kind of lagging behind others. So we have to like be more clear about our roadmap and finish our proposal with a good roadmap so that community will approve our work. So that was my downside. And also I agree COVID sucks, whoever writes. Yeah. So I will pass it to Grief.
I wrote COVID sucks because COVID sucks, man. Like YGG is like, oh yeah, I'd love to hang out, but I can't leave the country. You know, it's like these things. It's like there's so many little things that just make traveling so annoying, and then people are also getting sick. You know, like we're down our design team. And General Magic does a lot of design for everybody, you know. Acid Laser is like the only designer who's not part of General Magic, and our team is down 50%. Like 2 of our full-time people are sick with COVID right now, and it's just really stressful because that slows everything down and all the roadmaps because design is first. So that's one thing that's killing me. Also, not having Sem, you know, Sem and Paulo are putting a hard line and be like, nope, launch is done, we're done. And so it's like, oh, we want to make some changes and convert. We want to add a little button. Coordinating to get a little button added is a pain in the ass. And like adding the MetaMask thing and all these things, we just don't have someone to do it. Luckily, we have Nuggin and Fabio who can review things, but it's still like, what happens if they put it up and it breaks? You know, it's not good. We're not in a good place. So that's really tough. But you know, we do have support. We will come back and come through it. But yeah, also I would love to get the tributes proposals up and start that flow. Mitch is going on vacation soon, so we're gonna try to test the like what we got to do for EVM CRISPR to get it up. But you know, we need a proposal in the forum. It takes 5 days. Now we're at the 2-week mark. So if we wanted to do the 2%, 1% decrease in tributes, this would be the time to start that process, and maybe we could do that every 2 weeks. Start that flow going, which would be fun. I'd like to see that. Anything else? Reward system delays too are a challenge. So, and last time talking about Common Swarm in the community call. Sad. I'll pass it to Chewy.
Thanks, Griff. Yeah, I also agree with most of the issues. I feel confident about the Common Swarm. Like I know that COVID sucks, but I also feel that Sam and Paulo did a great job deploying everything. So I mean, in the end, everything is like lessons learned. Also, I forgot to type in this issue about the collateral for backing proposals and how the hatch vested tokens can't be used for that. So I feel that there has also been like a bunch of these like small lessons that have been learned along the way that really makes me positive about future common stack launches. So yeah, just like reflecting on some of the lessons learned, and I'll pass it to Edu.
Thank you, Shui. Yeah, overwhelming. I had the same feeling when I was in Panama. I felt it was like, oh, there is this. Oh, how do I balance this out? And I felt that just being honest with oneself and just seeking for support was the best outcome for handling overwhelming. Like I asked help from Juanca, I asked help from Tam, and so on. Like there is no way. This feeling of burnout, it's an imposition, but at the same time, it's a personal decision because we decide to get to that point and not ask for help. So for me, that was key. Just acknowledging that you cannot, even if you feel that everyone is supporting or waiting for you to deliver. If you cannot deliver to yourself, then you cannot deliver to anyone else. So it's like this personal call of being aware. Awareness, it's what key for me in that sense. And the other thing that I wrote was about having the space of parameters, the working group, maybe not a working group, but the call open as an educational space. I feel like if we just cut that suddenly, this all what we have achieved, all this we create this routine of learning with the params working group and with the debates and so on. If we cut that suddenly, we will only be relying on the academy for learning when we have already economy going daily in our system. So why don't we take advantage of that and learn from that? maybe on their other name that is on the parameters working group, but I feel we will be missing a huge educational aspect of our economy that we can learn from. So that's it. That's my 2 cents on that, and I pass it back to you, Tam.
Cool. Zep, you want to pick it up?
Yeah, thanks, Tam. Yeah, I mean, I still like concerned for what I just said yesterday, and yeah, it's being hard. Like, when people is coming in and then you have to choose. Like, like for example, like I feel like I'm getting 500 weekly, and then if I can do something, then I just do it. But if I have to give it to someone, then it adds to the budget, and then it's inclusivity versus efficiency, and I'm struggling with that. Yeah, I'll pass it to you, Tam.
Cool. I guess that's me then. There's a few things that this stuff brings to mind. First of all, yeah, COVID stuff does suck. Traveling stuff is really difficult. We had to ship 3 tests to a hotel so that I can make sure that we have tests that we could take so we can get on a plane to come back to France. Like, there's all this like extra things that have to happen in order to even travel, and it's really tricky, actually. So that sucks, and people can't join the conferences that are coming up. A lot of people can't join because of the COVID restrictions. And then I was thinking, somebody mentioned something about working groups lagging behind. I can see how it feels that way, but from a different perspective, working groups started and will end in different times and different schedules. It wasn't one starting line and a pistol and everyone started at the same time. So I think it's just a matter of every working group building what's the best proposal for their working group, and if it takes more time than other proposals, that's just how it goes down. And it's not. I guess I would want to say, rather than looking at it as lagging behind, just making sure that the proposal comes together well. The no dev team really worries me. I might not sleep tonight. So yeah, that's actually probably one of our largest risks. And then I'd say another risk that I think about, and this comes a little bit along with like the adolescence and growing pains, is I think some of our working groups will be managing budgets and managing people. Maybe some people also for the first time. So there's a lot to experience and learn there, and I think that we can depend on each other and reach out to each other for help. Anytime we are uncertain about something, and that's probably the best way we can support each other on that. And I probably went over my minute and a half. I apologize. And actions to improve. So I'll say we didn't vote, and I think I'm not gonna get what do I want to say? Damage this beautiful flower. But let's just take any of the issues that came up or anything else that comes to mind and think about what action we can take into the next sprint to do something better than the last sprint. And I'll set a timer for 5 minutes. So I see that the music bot is in. Oh, okay, it's not playing. Is the music bot working?
Yeah.
Muted.
Oh, it just quit.
Oh. Okay. I unmuted, but I wasn't able to hear it. And I can try. Thanks, Jerry. Okay, we have just a few seconds left. And I don't know, Shans, I don't know if you're still here, but would you like to read the things, actions to improve? If you are.
Yeah, I'm here. Read exactly what?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. So the actions to improve, the Post-it notes on the actions to improve board.
The thing is that I cannot see the video because I'm in Dubai, so here they block the I cannot see it in Discord video.
Oh.
Sorry.
Got it, no problem. Thanks for letting us know that. And but just so you know, if you're interested in seeing it, and you can jump in on the board, on the Miro board, on the Stewards channel is the retrospective agenda, and then there's a link to the Miro board, and you can hop on if you want to see.
I can read.
What about? Yeah. Okay. Great.
Okay. Kidnaps Lily Devs and green pill them while in captivity. Effort to attend more. Make an effort to attend more Communitas calls. Overwhelmed? Gravity calls can help. I can get the forum post done Friday night CET for DAO voting proposal. Yeah, Zep, my hero. Does anyone want to speak on the 15th or 16th at DAO of Denver? Does any Giveth Galaxy fam want to join Chewy in Mexico for a sweet Taoist event? The options are yours. A statement of commitment for working group contributors, and we need to recruit devs while we're in ETH Denver, and let's work on a narrative and brand storytelling. Join organizational calls and TEC Lounge. It's fun, I promise. Probably going to help being overwhelmed as well. Tasks and outcome clearly defined for a contributor and working groups will avoid later misunderstandings. Yes, that's a good point. Update your ZenHub issues for sprint planning tomorrow. Get more rewards by adding ZenHub issues. Oh, look at that. Proof of work for bounding distribution in working groups. That's cool. The new proof of work. The work.
Cool. And Edu, do you want to wait? Let's see what timing we have. We have 10 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to say we can also start putting your 2 votes on these. The one issue that you think is the most important. Sorry, 1 vote, 1 star per post-it note, and you can use 2 stars. And then we'll sort of go around and give everyone a minute to share their thoughts on actions we can take into the next sprint to improve. Edu, you want to kick us off?
Sure. Yeah, I think it's really nice to see this focus on the events. I think it's so important for us to have the events. I don't know if we ever thought of having a small funds allocated for future, not if Denver or anything, but like for future presentations that we would like to do. I don't know if any working group has allocate any small funds to just like at least pay for a card, whatever it is, to be part of this event in the future. I think it could be really interesting since we have a token, we have a product, we have an economy. I think it could be really interesting to take a look at that. And yes, join TC Lounge orientation calls. It will be fun. And I think it will nurture also a relationship that we have here and build some kind of trust that allows to ask for help. We'll pass it on to I'll pass it on to Tam, so you're not the last one to talk.
Oh, cool. Thanks. And I will try to keep it under a minute so everyone has a chance. I think that I really love the narrative and brand storytelling. So I think that one's also important. But I'm seeing some of the work that Gideon will soon be sharing, and he has some really interesting ideas about forming he's a very clear and logical plan for how we can get that ball rolling. So I think I didn't vote on that for that reason, but I am voting on the get more rewards by adding ZenHub issues. And tomorrow is our sprint planning, and you get a chance to do it. And also being Solidity devs. I think having one or more devs support us right now, especially the Commons upgrade, is crucial. And or the modules. I'll pass to Chewy.
Thank you, Tam. Yesterday, I saw this One Hive TV episode that's gonna cover the TEC. I think we keep forgetting how cool we are. Like we made it. Like we succeeded in making something boring super cool. And I think that we forget about this sometimes. So yeah, I would suggest pretty much just like strengthening everything that goes like behind this like brand narrative, reaching out like in ETH Denver, like different events, like try to pull in people. Like I feel that we are kind of like insecure about it, and I feel that we could leave some of that like behind because we are out there. Like we are. I think there's a great word of mouth also working around the TEC. So yeah, let's try to do that. Let's try to outreach more for telling our story. And I'll pass it to Mert.
So I also believe the narrative is very important, and TC has been very successful, I believe, on this, but it can, of course, all the time move forward. I also give my start to get more rewards by adding ZenHub issues because we have not been adding it, but I believe it will be super cool to since it's integrated to source code, etc. Yeah, so that was my 2 stars. So I will pass it to Juanca.
Yeah, I like the one that says let's work on a narrative and brand storytelling. I feel that we did that really well for the Hatch and the Commons upgrade, but now we need to improve that strategy. And I also think with that of better delegation, whatever can help on better delegation in coordination, I think in the working groups, I think would be super valuable. I'll pass to Tam.
Oh, and I did have a chance to go, so I will throw it over to Zeptimus.
Yeah, thanks, Tam. Yeah, I also think like this narrative is also really something that it's important. Yeah, like I think like now it's the time to start working on that. I wanted to say something else. Oh yeah, I was like I can take like this forum post, but then when I was just thinking it like on the proposal, like Griff was suggesting different percentages on the other on what could go better than the original ones, and then yeah, like I feel like it should go on advice process first, maybe at least a couple of days to see someone wants to suggest like something different, like and then we make it a vote. Yeah, just that. And I'll pass it to Durgadas.
Yeah, I brought this up, I think, in comms or maybe in, I think it might have been in Omega, where I was just saying that maybe we can have a narrative construction workshop where we can like, I do this for my clients where like I say, let's go to your competitor's website, and then I deconstruct their competitor's website to show the principles that I think went underneath all of that. And so it's a helpful tool to bridge the gap in terms of how a good narrative can occur, you know. And then so maybe we could do a similar kind of thing to create, you know, narrative constructions for all of the working groups and to sort of improve narrative construction competence, you know, by stewards or other people who are interested in that. So anyway, that's kind of on the table. So anybody who seems interested in that, some of you have seen the graphics that I make. There are inherent narratives and an arc, you know, in all of those as well, even though they might be very complicated. So that's it. I'm not sure who to pass it to.
I think it is Griff.
Yep. So definitely narrative, brand, storytelling. I'm excited that Gideon is already jumping on it. I think it's probably the best thing to focus on. I'm a pretty big guy. I could probably take some silly devs into a basement somewhere. I'll try it. We'll see what we can find. I might need a little bit of backup. Chewy, you'll be there, right? You want to be my right hand? It's always nice to have a second person. But
I'm strong.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tam, I'm totally down. But you do have your daughters coming. Like I don't know if they want to see you potentially handcuffed. You know, like, I mean, we're risking some real things here. So, but we'll see what we can do. I mean, that's definitely my main goal in East Denver is just to green pill everyone I talk to and try to get them into the Giveth Galaxy, whether it's TC, General Magic, Giveth, anywhere, somewhere. They need to be here, and we can actually pay them now. So that's great. And also, I'd love to see, you know, if anyone wants to go to Mexico or speak in Denver who's not speaking, you know, DM me and I'll try to connect you with people who are running events that would love to hear your voice. I'll pass back to you, Tim.
Cool. And now I realize I apologize, Jurgadas, for cutting you off because we actually do have 2 minutes or 1 minute left.
Oh,
And
I heard a ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I thought I was done. So
Yeah, no, it was a 1 minute bell, but I didn't realize it was only Griff left to go. I thought there was a few more people before the end of the call, but it was just Griff.
I have been asked by a couple of people if I was going to ETH Denver, and I was like, oh, I can't afford to go to ETH Denver. So, yeah, I don't know what that means exactly, but just mentioned kind of piggybacking off of what Griff said. But yeah, the narrative construction thing, I think it's just yeah, it's a crucial skill, and in a decentralized environment, I think it can be challenging to create a coherent narrative because there are so many parallel narratives that are happening all at one time. So
yeah, I think since it's the clear winner this sprint, if there's something that you would be able to host